Hello, this is Brett Lewis from L4 Group, and today I'm interviewing Hal Coopersmith from SOS Xtreme Comfort, and we will be discussing ductless air conditioning. SOS Xtreme Comfort is a leading air conditioning and heating contractor based out of Tuxedo, New York, and they serve the Hudson Valley in New York, northern New Jersey, and Pike County in Pennsylvania. Good morning, Hal. How are you?
Morning. Very good. And you?
Good, doing great. So Hal, I was exposed to ductless air conditioning for a long time. Back in the 80s, I was a property manager in New York City, and we installed mini split systems in many of the townhouses that I managed. But I'm pretty sure that a lot of your viewers don't really know what the heck a ductless system is or what a mini split system is. Can you explain in layman's terms what a ductless air conditioner is?
Sure. Ductless air conditioning, and it's more than just air conditioning, and we'll get into that. But a split system or ductless is a system that doesn't require having ductwork put throughout the whole house to make it function. It's basically two units. It's a head that goes in the room, and then there's an outside unit, which is a condenser, which is similar to the ducted systems, where it's two parts to it, where you have an air handler and a condenser, unlike a window unit that has the condenser and everything all in one that sits in the window. So you don't have the noise of a window unit, and also you don't have to put in the duct work of a ducted system. With a ducted system, you have to have the attic space. To be able to do it, you put in main trunk lines, an air handler, and then from the trunk lines, you have to go off to individual rooms. So it's labor intensive. The ductless allows you to have the sophistication of a ducted system, but without having the ductwork.
Perfect. And you touched on a great point early on about heating. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yes, unlike a window unit, some people think that these are just one step above a window unit, and they're really not. They're very highly sophisticated units. They're not only air conditioning, but they're heating, and they're also dehumidifiers. It's very important to know that. And, which makes them great. And when I sell them, a lot of times I'm selling them to people who have boiler systems, hot air, which goes over, through the radiator systems in their house, baseboard. And what I say to people, even though you have heat already, when we sell you this system, you can look at this as it'll heat the room up a lot quicker. So in the winter, if you turn down the temperature in a room and then you turn it up because you're not in there overnight, say a living room or a dining room, and you turn it down during the winter to like 64, and then in the morning you get up and you turn to 68, it could take hours for it to reach temperature because of the convection going over the baseboard. With this unit, it forces the hot air. It's a hot air with a fan, so you get instant heat right away. So it brings the temperature level up in the room much faster than the baseboard would. So it gives you an opportunity to actually turn down the temperature lower, knowing that you can speed up the recovery with this unit. And then when it reaches temperature, your baseboard will maintain that temperature. I think it's a great advantage. And again, it's like having also unlike a ducted system, every time you can have multiple heads in a house, and this allows for zoning. So each room that you have a head in actually is its own zone. So you can control the heat, the air conditioning, or the dehumidifying in each room individually. And that's a great advantage also, very big in cost savings.
So this basically is a solution that you can use in a single room, like an addition as a supplement, where construction was done, afterwards, or you can do an entire home, right?
Correct.
Awesome. And how does Fujitsu, now you guys install Fujitsu systems, how do these stack up against other air conditioning or heating makes and models?
Well, very interesting. When you started this, you discussed about, remembering the mini splits in the 80s and when they were, well, Fujitsu is a Japanese company, and really the Japanese they invented the mini split. probably 40 years ago or better, and pretty much all of Japan uses mini splits in their homes for heating and air conditioning, dehumidifying. It's also a big item in Europe. Now again, they invented it. They're the best. You know, the Chinese are now making systems. There are a lot of brands that have their systems made, their mini splits in China, and they're great systems, but they're not the Japanese systems. They innovated it. Their quality control and everything else is really is very high level. And that's why we use the Fujitsu. Anything we sell, we like to, you know, it has to be of the highest quality. We don't want issues. We don't want problems. And, that's why we use the Fujitsu. The quality of it is great. The warranty is amazing. On the Fujitsu, it's 10 years, which is incredible. And then because we're a priority seller and a gold seller, we get another 2 years. So it's 12 years if you buy the unit from us, which you're not going to get from any other company.
Yeah, that's awesome. A 12-year warranty is fantastic. And I do remember, one of the main reasons why we were putting those things in the townhomes was just ease of installation. Can you talk a little bit about, what a typical install looks like, the cost and all that?
Right. Again, the installation is very simple in most cases. I mean, it's just putting the head on the inside and then the condensers outside. And we run a line set. Very nice line set that covers because you have the air conditioning lines, the gas lines, and the liquid lines running up to the head from the condenser. But it's a very easy installation, again, because you're not running all that duct work and sheet metal work up through an attic. So basically, a unit, let's say you're just doing one room, it goes in like half a day. In most cases, it's a half a day job to put in a single head and the condenser. But again, even multiple ones, it's usually a day job if you're putting in two heads and one condenser, it's very easy. It's very easy in most cases.
That's awesome. And then in the case of air conditioning, if someone is cooling their home with window units, I mean, you get the added advantage of getting your window back. So that's big.
You get the window back. These work so much more efficiently as far as even energy savings go. They're just a much better unit. And again, we touched on and I ran into this situation the other day, dehumidifier. It's also a dehumidifier. Now, I was in a house where a woman had a beautiful finished basement. And she had about 1,500 square feet of finished basement, huge, huge. She had 3 dehumidifiers downstairs. Now, dehumidifiers obviously bring the water out of the air, but in doing so, because there is a compressor on the unit, they create a tremendous amount of heat.
Yeah.
So now you have this dehumidifier in the house, and it's summer, and it's taking the water out of the air, but it's also heating the room up. With this unit, because the unit that's doing the dehumidifier is outside, you're not getting that heat. So now it's just by virtue of that, you're cooling that room off before you even use the air conditioning. It's not a great advantage, especially in areas like finished basements that people want to do it. And a lot of times finished basements are very difficult to get duct work to, even if they have air conditioning in the house already, like these people I'm talking about have. But it'd be a very difficult job to get the air conditioning into the basement, but there's a humidity problem. This system corrects all of our problems.
That's awesome. That's all. And, the other thing that we didn't really talk about is the noise. These systems are very quiet.
Very, very quiet. Again, like we touched on the window units, everything is all in one. So you have the compressor, the condensers all in one unit, and you have that noise. These are, the condenser on these are outside, and they're very low. Again, they're built, even the noise out of the condenser outside is minimal, and the noise from the head is like you don't hear anything. It's very quiet. So people who have window units are going to love this.
That's fantastic. So now, if someone wants to get more information, if they want to have you guys come out and take a look at their situation, what's the best thing that they can do?
Well, they can call us here at SOS Xtreme, and it's SOS, and I'm going to spell Xtreme, XTERME Comfort, Xtreme Comfort, and our telephone number is 845-351-4700. And
Perfect.
our website is www.sosfuels.com.
Okay, perfect. And below this video, there's actually the phone number and the web address in case you missed that. And you also have a web address at sosxtremecomfort.com. So all the spelling and everything is in the description below the video. One last thing, as far as the process for estimates, if someone is interested in getting information, what happens?
They call here. We will schedule an appointment. Myself or Bob Grady will come out and do an estimate, and we give you the price, and you know what's going on right there when we're there, which is a great something that we do that not a lot of people, from what I understand, people get back to. We price it out and do everything right there, so you're not waiting for a price either. You call us up, we make an appointment, we show up when we say we're going to show up, and then we give you a price at that time, and you know what the pricing is when we leave.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for taking time today to talk about Ductless solutions. And again, if you are interested in having an estimate done, please reach out to SOS Xtreme Comfort with the phone number or the web address below. Thanks.
Love to hear from you guys. Thank you.
All right. Take care, Hal.
Take care.